Government to embark on citrus replanting program, and Dominica welcomes new airline Inter Caribbean Airways. Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm Kimani St. Stay tuned for details of the headline stories and others coming up.
I believe in the natural order of things. I believe in the harmony of things. In everything we do, we have to keep it natural. I've been doing farming for now over a decade. My day is very hectic, but I make it light, because I enjoy what I do. I enjoy producing the best quality goods and to make sure that the people that receive it, they receive the best that they can ever get. Right from the farm, everything that I grow, I process them back into the farm so that the same things that grow in the farm is what protects the farm. Tourism is my business. It's not just dealing with the foreigners that come in, but it's preparing those things that when they come, they can feel and taste the difference in coming to this exotic island. And it starts with the farmer, because we provide the things that they eat, that they taste, that they drink. I believe in my heart that it's my responsibility to provide quality. My name is Tony Alves, and tourism is my business.
Welcome back. Now the details. Telecommunication service providers, utility companies, Dominica Red Cross, Dominica Amateur Radio Club and government officials were among those at a three-day workshop on emergency telecommunications at the Office of Disaster Management beginning on March 21. Representatives of international companies, Facebook and Google, as well as the Regional Organization for Disaster Management, SIDEMA, together with other disaster response personnel from Jamaica, Barbados, Antigua and Trinidad and Tobago were also among those attending the workshop organized by the Ministry of Information, Science, Telecommunications and Technology and the Office of Disaster Management. Director of Telecoms, Bennett Thomas, addressed the workshop on behalf of the Honorable Minister for Telecommunications, Kelva Daru.
It has become glaringly obvious that telecommunications and the role of ICT in disaster mitigation must take center stage in the recovery efforts as we seek to rebuild Dominica better and stronger. In our quest to be the first climate resilient country in the world, every sector of the economy must think and act resilient, and the telecommunication is no exception. But it is critical to this vision is to perform a situational analysis to determine the following. 1. Do we have the necessary telecommunication infrastructure to facilitate business continuity after Hurricane Maria? What type or types of telecommunication networks ought to have been in position to ensure business continuity?
The Telecoms Director says questions such as Dominica's readiness in terms of infrastructure in meeting the telecommunications needs of citizens before, during and after a disaster, and what type of network should be designed to meet those needs also needs to be addressed.
These and other relevant questions need to be asked and answered as we look forward towards a resilient nation. It is without doubt that ICT and its related services have made us totally dependent on such technologies. And as such, we need to ensure that every effort is made to deploy a fully redundant, technically secure and reliable broadband telecommunication infrastructure, which provides us with not only a safe and secure network to do business, but robustly reliable and resilient.
But local competence is needed to achieve this type of resilience in the sector. The Telecommunications Director spoke of the need for locals to be trained in these areas and stated his expectation that the workshop would give guidance on how to achieve a more robust telecommunications network in Dominica. The workshop will include presentations on drone use in telecommunications, hands-on training in ham radio operations, designing of wireless networks for emergency response, and concepts on solar energy. Regional and international workshop participants also visited the communities of La Plaine and Delis, where emergency telecommunications equipment from the international non-government organization Ericsson Telecom Cluster, or ETC, was installed following the devastation by Hurricane Maria. The workshop was sponsored by the World Food Programme and the Ericsson Telecoms Cluster. On Thursday, the Inter Caribbean Airways made its inaugural flight to Dominica, coming in at the country's main airport, the Douglas Charles Airport. A brief ceremony to welcome the airline was attended by the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Karen Prevost, Chief Executive Officer of Dominica Air and Seaports Authority, Benoit Badwell, and CEO of Discover Dominic Authority, Colin Piper. The Permanent Secretary, Karen Prevost, on behalf of the Minister of Tourism and Urban Renewal, welcomed the new airline. Prevost believes that the arrival of this new airline is a major part in boosting traffic to Dominica since the passage of Hurricane Maria.
I would just like to welcome Inter Caribbean to Dominica. We are very pleased to have this inaugural flight today. And post Hurricane Maria, this is very important for us because it shows that you are still committed to Dominica. Dominica, as you know, was devastated by Hurricane Maria, but the Ministry of Tourism and Urban Renewal and our stakeholders, Discover Dominica Authority and generally the entire government, has been working very hard to ensure that we can return our visitors to Dominica, and Inter Caribbean being here is a big part of that. So for us, air access is critical. Air access was critical to us.
The new airline translates into an additional 180 seats coming into Dominica per flight. DASPA CEO Benoit Badwell shared that with this new airline, new connecting flights are available into
Persons are able now to connect via Tortola to Dominica and on to St. Lucia. And so yet another gateway is being opened so that we have seats available where persons wishing to get to Dominica can do so, and persons wishing to connect from St. Lucia to Dominica now have an easy access the following day to get to Dominica.
Inter Caribbean Airways Limited, formerly known as Air Turks and Caicos, is a passenger airline based in the Turks and Caicos Islands. The airline offers scheduled domestic and regional services from its hub at Providenciales, Turks and Caicos, to multiple destinations in Antigua, the Bahamas, British Virgin Islands, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Jamaica, and Puerto Rico. The airline was established in 1991 as an Inter-Island Airways Limited. The Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Johnson Drygo, has revealed government's decision to import fruit trees to the island. Hurricane Maria dealt a major blow to the agriculture sector, and the Honorable Minister believes that to wait for the re-establishment of nurseries to begin the replanting process will take valuable time. Honorable Drygo was speaking at a tree planting ceremony in the Botanic Gardens on Wednesday.
Government has taken a policy decision to bring in plants into the island, in particular fruit trees. Of course, the ministry is in the process of putting the mechanism in place to ensure that the facilities, some facilities around the world will be visited by officials of the ministry, certified facilities that is, in areas like the United States and Brazil and Mexico and Cuba, to name a few. And we are aware that the recertification of our nurseries and so on will take some time, and therefore we can't afford to wait until the facilities are ready. So some plants will be imported into the island.
He says the Forestry Division will play an integral role in this replanting of fruit trees. He made a call to locals to get involved in replanting, and he says the Ministry of Agriculture will assist in that regard.
We want to encourage people to plant back the fruit trees in their yards. The carambolas, oranges, mangoes, and they took a pounding, and therefore they must be replanted. The ministry will assist persons in getting plants. We may have to sell it very cheap, but for sure we have to go on a massive fruit tree planting program, because we can't afford to get our people too much entrenched in these carbonated beverages.
Generally, citrus fruit trees take 3 to 4 years to bear. And that's news. Let's now join Priska Julian for a recap of this week's headline stories.
Welcome to this week's edition of Flashback. In the headlines this week, the government of Dominica and the National Telecommunications Regulatory Commission has received funds approved by the Eastern Caribbean Telecommunications Authority (ECTEL) to assist in the recovery efforts following the devastating impacts to the telecommunications infrastructure in Dominica. Government received an amount of $150,000, while the NTRC received $200,000 in funding at an official ceremony on Tuesday, March 20th. Also this week, the Ministry of Education and the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, SIDEMA, on Monday officially launched the Model of Safe School program in Dominica. The Safe School program is geared at ensuring all school infrastructure are of a safe and climate-resilient standard. The implementation of the Model Safe Schools program in the Caribbean will, among other things, enhance the capacity of participating states to incorporate and mainstream comprehensive risk and disaster management consideration in education sector policies, planning, and operations. The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Reginald Thomas, issued a statement informing the public of actions taken by the government of Dominica to save the island's national bird, the Sisari parrot. The damaging effect of Hurricane Maria on the island's forest and the possible decline in the bird's population after the storm warranted the efforts to engage in a legal program to increase the bird's population. Dr. Thomas says government's main focus in ensuring that the bird is not in danger of becoming extinct. He says Dominica's national dish, the mountain chicken, is at the risk of becoming extinct, and this could mean removal of the frog symbol on the state of coat of arms. If immediate action is not taken, the Sisari parrot faces the same fate. In recognition of International Day of Forests, the Division of Agriculture held a tree planting ceremony at the Botanic Gardens on Wednesday. This year, International Day of Forests was celebrated under the theme Forests and Sustainable Cities. 3 species of trees were planted: the liang, the pink pui and the pink casilla. World Waters Day is an annual day of recognition for focusing attention on the importance of fresh water and advocating for the sustainable management of the world's freshwater resources. This year, the Dominica Water and Sewerage Company DOWASCO held activities for highlighting this cause. The main event took the form of an exhibition at the headquarters of DOWASCO. The exhibition was held with the purpose of exposing students and the public to processes for receiving potable water, as well as the importance of our water system. These were some of the headline stories making the news this week. For details of each of these stories and others, visit our website or Facebook page. Back to you, Kimani.
Thanks, Priska. Shaakira Pierre is up next with Creole Highlights.
Bienvenue à ce nouvel accueil, moi c'est Shaakira Pierre. Pour recogniser Journée internationale pour forêt division agriculture, tient une cérémonie pour planter pieds bois en jardin botanique mercredi semaine là. Ministre Agriculture Honorable Johnson Drago complimenté moun qui ka travail et puis division forêt là pour travail là yo ka fait pour protéger forêt Dominique. L'année ça là, thème là pour célébrer Journée internationale pour forêt, c'est forêt et puis cité sustainable. 3 species pieds bois qui plantés, yang, pink pui et puis cassia. Pour chaîne et puis thème là, chef division forêt à Dominic Mitchington Burton dit cérémonie ça là, c'est symbolique pour tas là qui n'est pour venir pour planter d'autres pieds bois pour faire forêt Dominic. Burton dit division la pourquoi ça dit comment pourcent pieds bois qui étaient affectés par cyclone Maria, mais division là qu'a mis attention pour nettoyer site touristes pour faire secteur touriste à lever à sous pied. Division là aussi planté pieds bois en Guantans jeudi. À date nouvelle, Discover Dominica Authority DDA bien plaisir pour reporter que Dominic Power pour taper touristes après un gros blow à ce secteur touriste là par cyclone Maria 6 mois qui passé. Silon CEO DDA Colin Piper rien pas meilleur pour Dominic lever après cyclone Maria, mais pour mener touristes à pays là. Your press release hot Didier la di Dominica connect epi la place international epi regional epi la vol hot Wabo regional kon Liat, Seaborn, Win Air, Air Sunshine, Coastal Express Carrier epi yon ki nef Inter Caribbean Airways. A même press release sala iba information asu Douglas Charles Airport la. Douglas Charles Airport la epi Kenfield Airport la jiawe souvwe passager depuis octobre l'année 2017. Connexion avec la pour pays comme Barbade, Antigua, San Juan, Saint-Martin, St. Kitts, Tortola, St. Thomas, Anguilla, epi St. Lucie, epi St. Croix. Il aussi dit il possible pour passagers rentrer l'histoire hot 8 heures pour la vol public là et puis 10 heures l'histoire pour la vol qui fait par arrangement spécial. L'Express de Zil qui a fait voyage depuis et 6 semaines après cyclone Maria et puis qui a poursuivi service en Dominique, Guadeloupe, Martinique et puis Saint-Lucie. Et puis finalement, ministre agriculture Honorable Johnson Drago fait annoncement que le gouvernement fait une décision pour mener pied bois fruits à pays là. Cyclone Maria ba secteur agriculture là un mauvais blow et puis ministre là quoi pour espérer pour rétablir ces nurseries là pour vivre planter encore qui pour longtemps. Honorable Drago te ka parler pendant une cérémonie pour planter pied bois en jardin botanique mercredi semaine ça. Ministre la dit division forward là que jouer un gros pas pour replanter ces pieds bois fruits là. Honorable Drago créé asso national pour planter pieds bois fruits. Il dit ministre agriculture que wede yo pour faire ça possible. Pieds bois fruits capon 3 pour 4 l'année pour fleurir. Ça c'est tout pour nouvelle à Creole. Non moi c'est Shaakira Pierre. Ni un bon week-end. Au revoir.
Before we leave, take note of this announcement. The government of the Republic of Cuba is inviting applications for scholarships from the citizens of Dominica below the age of 40 years to pursue graduate medicine and below the age of 25 years to pursue undergraduate studies in medicine and higher education for the 2018-2019 academic year. Applicants should possess a bachelor's degree from Cuba for the graduate medicine, a minimum of 5 CXC subjects, including science subjects with grades 1 and 2 or equivalent qualifications, an associate degree or A-level subjects in the relevant field for undergraduate medicine, and a minimum of 5 CXC subjects, including mathematics and English with grades 1 and 2 or equivalent qualifications, an associate degree or A-level subjects in relevant field for higher education. Documents to be presented along with application form are certified copy of high school certificate or diploma, official transcript, certified copy of associate degree, certified copy of bachelor's degree, birth certificate, medical certificate including HIV test and pregnancy test for females, police records, 10 ID photos, and curriculum vitae. Please submit all documents to the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development, Government Headquarters, Roseau, Commonwealth of Dominica. Application forms and further information can be obtained from the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development. Deadline for receipt of applications is April 27th, 2018. Public officers must apply through their heads of department. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS on facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and also follow us on Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Kimani St. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.